Polar bears are magnificent creatures. They are the largest land predators on Earth. With their thick white fur, they are perfectly adapted to the Arctic's icy conditions. Polar bears are powerful swimmers and spend much of their lives on the sea ice. They are a symbol of the Arctic's beauty and its fragility. Polar bears are found in the Arctic regions of the world. This includes countries like Canada, Russia, Greenland, Norway, and the United States, specifically Alaska. These animals are uniquely adapted to survive in these harsh, frozen environments. Their scientific name is Ursus maritimus, which means maritime bear. Polar bears play a crucial role in the Arctic ecosystem. They help to maintain a healthy balance within the food web. As a keystone species, their presence influences the abundance and distribution of other Arctic animals. By understanding and protecting polar bears, we are also protecting the Arctic ecosystem as a whole. The Arctic is a vast and icy wilderness. It is a land of extreme cold and limited sunlight during the winter months. Despite the challenging conditions, it is a place of stunning beauty. The Arctic Ocean is covered in a layer of sea ice for much of the year. This icy expanse is the primary hunting ground for polar bears. Polar bears are well suited to life on the ice. Their thick fur and layer of blubber keep them warm in freezing temperatures. Their large paws with rough pads provide excellent traction on slippery ice. And their strong sense of smell helps them locate seals, their primary prey. The Arctic is also home to a variety of other animals, including seals, walruses, Arctic foxes, and many species of birds. These animals have all adapted to survive in this extreme environment. However, the Arctic is facing growing threats from climate change, which is causing the sea ice to melt at an alarming rate. Polar bears have a highly developed sense of smell. This allows them to detect seals from a distance, even when they are hidden beneath the snow or ice. They use their powerful claws to break through the ice and reach their prey. Their strong sense of smell is crucial for locating seals, which are often hidden from view. Polar bear expert. Hunting for seals is not always easy. Polar bears must be patient and persistent. They often wait near breathing holes in the ice where seals come up for air. When a seal surfaces, the polar bear will try to catch it with a swift bite to the head. Polar bears are skilled hunters. They have developed various techniques for catching seals. One common method is called still hunting. This involves waiting patiently near a seal's breathing hole in the ice. When the seal surfaces for air, the polar bear strikes with lightning speed. Wildlife photographer. Another hunting technique is called stalking. Polar bears use their white fur for camouflage, blending in with the snow and ice. They slowly and silently approach a seal that is basking on the ice, then charge at high speed to catch it off guard. Polar bears are also strong swimmers. They can hold their breath for a surprisingly long time. This allows them to hunt seals in the water as well. They may dive down from the surface or wait near the edge of the ice for a seal to swim by. Section 5. Guardians of the Arctic: the importance of polar bears. Polar bears play a crucial role in the Arctic ecosystem. As apex predators, they help to regulate the populations of other animals. This is essential for maintaining a healthy balance within the food web.
Their presence influences the abundance of prey species, which in turn affects other animals in the ecosystem. Polar bears also provide food for other Arctic animals. For example, Arctic foxes and scavenging birds often feed on the remains of polar bear kills. This scavenging behavior is an important part of the Arctic's nutrient cycle. It helps to recycle nutrients back into the ecosystem.
The presence of polar bears also has cultural significance for indigenous Arctic peoples, such as the Inuit. These communities have lived in harmony with polar bears for centuries, respecting them as powerful creatures and a vital part of their heritage. Section 6. Climate change: a threat to Arctic giants. Climate change is one of the biggest threats facing polar bears today. As global temperatures rise, the Arctic sea ice is melting at an alarming rate. This is shrinking the polar bears' hunting grounds and making it harder for them to find food.
With less sea ice available, polar bears are forced to spend more time on land. This brings them into closer contact with human settlements, leading to potential conflicts. The shrinking hunting grounds also force polar bears to travel longer distances in search of food, depleting their energy reserves.
The decline of polar bear populations is a stark reminder of the far-reaching impacts of climate change. It underscores the urgent need for global action to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and mitigate the effects of a warming planet. Section 7: Conservation Efforts Protecting Polar Bears. Recognizing the threats facing polar bears, conservation efforts are underway to protect these iconic animals. International agreements, such as the Agreement on the Conservation of Polar Bears, aim to coordinate conservation measures among Arctic nations.
Scientists are conducting research to better understand polar bear populations, their movements, and the impacts of climate change. This information is crucial for developing effective conservation strategies. Tracking studies provide valuable data on polar bear movements and habitat use, aiding in conservation efforts.
Public awareness campaigns are also essential for raising awareness about the plight of polar bears and encouraging people to take action. By educating the public about the importance of polar bears and the threats they face, we can inspire individuals and communities to contribute to conservation efforts. Section 8: The Future of Polar Bears. A shared responsibility. The future of polar bears is uncertain, however, there is still hope. By addressing climate change, reducing our carbon footprint, and supporting conservation efforts, we can help to ensure that these magnificent creatures have a fighting chance of survival. Each of us has a role to play in protecting polar bears. By making sustainable choices in our daily lives, we can collectively contribute to a healthier planet for all species. Simple actions such as reducing energy consumption, using public transportation, and supporting sustainable products can make a difference. The fate of polar bears is intertwined with our own. By protecting them, we are also protecting the fragile Arctic ecosystem and, ultimately, ourselves. The conservation of polar bears is not just about saving a single species, but about preserving the health and balance of our planet. Section 9: What we can do to help. There are many ways we can help protect polar bears and their Arctic home. One important step is to reduce our carbon footprint. This means reducing the amount of greenhouse gases we produce. We can do this by using less energy at home, driving less, and recycling.
We can also support organizations that are working to protect polar bears and their habitat. These organizations conduct research, advocate for conservation policies, and educate the public about the importance of polar bear conservation. By supporting these organizations, we can contribute to their efforts and help make a difference.
Finally, we can spread the word about polar bears and the threats they face. We can talk to our friends and family about climate change and the importance of protecting these iconic animals. The more people who are aware of the problem, the more likely we are to find solutions. Section 10. Conclusion: The enduring legacy of polar bears. Polar bears are more than just magnificent creatures. They are symbols of the Arctic's beauty, resilience, and the urgent need for conservation. Their fate is intertwined with our own, reminding us that we are all connected and that our actions have far-reaching consequences. By understanding the challenges facing polar bears, we gain a deeper appreciation for the interconnectedness of all living things and the importance of protecting our planet's biodiversity. Their story is a call to action, urging us to address climate change and embrace sustainable practices for a healthier future. Section 11. A call to action, protecting our planet's giants. The future of polar bears, and indeed the health of our planet, rests in our hands. We must act now to address climate change, reduce our environmental impact, and protect these magnificent creatures for generations to come. Let us be inspired by the resilience of polar bears and the beauty of the Arctic to create a more sustainable and equitable world for all. Together, we can make a difference. The time for action is now. Let us ensure that polar bears continue to roam the Arctic ice for centuries to come.